Good afternoon, Pokemon trainers, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Pokemon Safari Guide. Today we'll be talking about a Pokemon that I've currently been using within my team on the Season 3 of the Pokemon Draft League. We are doing a gym season, so, trying to see which one of us can beat the most gym leaders amongst ourselves. And currently we are going into Week 6, being the 6th gym. So only 3 gyms left. If you're not tuned into that, you definitely should be, because there are some pretty good fights. And, they're really close matches. And it's interesting to see which trainers win which weeks and which don't. Pick a trainer, pick your favorite, and, cheer them on as they try to become the Oklahoma League champion. But without further ado, Noivern, national number 715, Galar number 177. Noivern is the Soundwave Pokemon, and it evolves from Noibat at level 48. It has a very cool shiny form, which you can see on the right. So it was first introduced in Pokemon X and Y. And, X and Y has some pretty good Pokemon coming out of it. It's half flying, half dragon type, which means that it has a 4 times weakness to ice, so you gotta watch out for that. Weakness to fairy, dragon, and rock, and it has double resistance to grass. It has resistance to fire, water, fighting, and bug types. So here are the Pokedex entries if you'd like to read them. So it basically just talks about how Noivern is cruel, and this Pokemon will ruthlessly torment enemies that are helpless in the dark, and how it uses sound waves to, attack, like to crush stone, and it uses its fangs in a fight, but we won't be doing that in our builds. It has a base stat total of 535, which is actually pretty low for a Dragon-type Pokemon, but its speed is super high, so it's still really useful. So, I like to call this the hopefully it hits build, because if it doesn't hit, then you're pretty much screwed. But all the moves on this build have a pretty low accuracy. But the main point is to hit hard and hit fast. You're going to outspeed most things. You're not going to be able to outspeed Dragapult in any situation, so keep that in mind. Unless they don't have like EVs or IVs invested at all in speed, which would be insane. But anyway, it has a decently high special attack. So the Draco Meteor, Focus Blast, Switcheroo, which is kind of useful, and Hurricane. Switcheroo, you can kind of use that like an Encore. You could switch items with like a stall Pokemon that uses like some kind of status move or something like that to make them choiced into that move. Hurricane, like I said, those moves all are like, Draco Meteor has a high chance of hitting, but Focus Splash and Hurricane do not. They have like I think 70% chance. Alternative items, you can run a Choice Scarf to outspeed Dragapults. Life Orb, this is just if you are like trying to keep your moves freed up, so you don't want to get choiced into anything. Wide Lens, if you want to, it'll make your attacks weaker, but you have a 10% chance higher of hitting. So rather than 70%, it's 77%. The abilities, Frisk, which is it checks the opposing Pokemon's held item, so you know what your opponent has. Infiltrator, which is very useful. It passes through the opposing Pokemon's barrier, substitute, and the like, and strike. So this makes Noivern a great counter for substitute mons, so that's very useful. Telepathy, which can be useful, but not really. I guess if you have a team with like a lot of Surf, then it's pretty useful. But other than that, I'd run Infiltrator. Alternative stats, you could run Modest over Timid and try to get a little bit more damage out, but you take an even bigger chance of getting outsped by something. Alternative moves that are useful, U-Turn, always useful, but not so much with choice specs. I guess if it's just a bad matchup and you get sent out first. Flamethrower, Roost, don't use Roost with choice specs. Just throwing that out there. Air Slash, Boom Burst, Dark Pulse, Heat Wave, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Solar Beam. Solar Beam, depending on if you have like a sunny day team going on, it's pretty useful. All the other ones are just like, basically type coverage moves, just to cover any kind of weaknesses in your team. And this Noivern also works as a really good support Pokemon. You can prevent entry hazards and set up Tailwind if you're lucky. Have those heavy duty boots on to go in and not take damage from Stealth Rock. And then you could use Defog to get rid of all the entry hazards. And then you could set up Tailwind, and you still have Dracometer and Hurricane. Alternative moves, if you want to keep the support theme going, you could run some of these. You could also run different attacks from like the previous build that I showed you. But like Toxic, Sunny Day, if I ran Sunny Day recently on the Steel type gym, and it was incredibly useful. Noivern swept like 4 Pokemon from that gym, I think. And I'll post that video in the comments, but he did very well. So yeah, Sunny Day useful depending on the situation. Roost, Moonlight, Protect, Screech. Screech is useful because it drops the defense by 2 stages. Substitute, Supersonic, Swagger, Switcheroo, Taunt, Torment, U-Turn, and Whirlwind. Whirlwind is pretty useful on your doubles, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I really like using Noivern as a support build a lot of the time, just because of that high speed. Being able to set off Tailwind is really useful, especially in doubles. Finally, this is a product of Couch Pilot Games. Follow us on Twitter at Couch Pilot Games and Instagram at Couch Pilot Games, or you can join us on Facebook at Couch Pilot Games or the Pokemon Draft League, which is a page where you can talk to us, you can set up scrimmages with us. Basically, you can just kind of get in touch with the community more. And we really want you to do that. We want you to get in touch with the community. We want to talk to you. We want to be your friend. We want to show you guys like how much we really like Pokemon, because we really do. But yeah, any other questions, you can email us at couchpilotgames@gmail.com, and we will answer those questions as soon as we can. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching.